Can you hear me okay? Oh, sorry about that. Hey, where's my presentation? So, hello, thank you everybody for coming today. As I said, my name is Tom Lawless, and today I'll be talking to you about stress, using childhood activities to cope with it as an adult. So first off, what is stress? For my engineering nerds in the room, you might think of this. But that's not the stress I'm here to talk about today, because this is not an engineering class. This is the stress I'm talking about. The kind of stress that people face every day, either at work, or at home, or on traffic on your way to, say, a sporting event, or a concert, and you wonder to yourself, what the hell is PennDOT doing? DOT never has these traffic issues. So yes, like I said, stress happens. And it's understandable that as long as you know that you can expect it to happen, you can find ways to resolve it. But first off, like I said, what is stress? Stress can be a new job interview. Or it can be deadlines for your projects. They always come up at the worst time. It could be a broken heater in the winter. Or even a first date. Moving can be very stressful for some people, especially if you're going to a new area. Or retirement. Maybe you don't know what you're going to do next. Or even the birth of a child, or in my case, 3. Those are my actual kids. These aren't just some fakies off the car side. So like I said, stress happens. First thing you need to do is to identify what is causing the stress in your lives. And also understand that whatever the stress may be, should it be deadlines, should it be bills, should it be other things, you first need to still resolve those issues because they're not going to go away. An example recently of a stressful that happened in my own life involving this little guy right here, little mischievous smile that he has. I was in a meeting for our monthly project status, and while I was there, I was having some work done on my house because, yes, my heater did break in the winter. And while the techs were there, they were opening the door, going in and out, and my son, being the curious person that he is, kept going down there and talking to them and asking them, what are they doing? So he comes back upstairs, tells my wife, hey, Mommy, I'll be right back. Proceeds to go back downstairs, and as far as she knows, he was in there talking to them. However, in his infinite wisdom of childhood, without socks or shoes or coat, he decides, hey, the door is open, I'm going to go for a stroll. And he did. He promptly walked out of our house and gone. So my wife's been looking for him, thought he was downstairs, texted him to tell her he's not there. She looks around the house, realizes he's no longer in the house. So she's calling me, my phone's on silent, so I've had like 5 or 6 missed calls before I finally walk outside and answer it. I come back into the meeting and tell my daughters, my son's missing, I need to go. And if those of you who might not believe me, people in the audience who were there, please raise your hands. So as I'm rushing home, her and the technicians are looking for him, and she calls the police, and they said they have a missing child report already called in from the local daycare center. That's about a half mile from our house. Luckily, he was able to stay in the neighborhood. He was trying to go to the playground. So she goes there, I get home right as they come back, and because he wasn't wearing socks and shoes, and we have a little baby, she's going to leave her at the house, he gets to ride in a cop car. So you see all my neighbors can see my son coming out of a cop car, and me picking him up. Do you think, okay, that's stressful, that's fine, that's great, that's the worst thing for the day? Oh no, it gets worse. I take him back inside, and once I come out, 3 of my coworkers, you can raise your hands, the ones that are here, show up to help me look, and as they arrive, and I walk back outside, I see my neighbor's house, the front door getting battered rammed in by probation and drug enforcement for a violation and a drug bust. All this happened in a span of 2 hours. You want to talk about a stressful day? That's a good way to start. So, some way that people use to cope is, though, some people start taking yoga classes, helps relaxation, focuses the mind, or they'll do other physical activities like going to the gym, playing a sport. Some people will like to do breathing exercises. So if you all don't mind, since this is a very stressful thing right now. And some like to read and take their mind off to far away, fantastic places where they don't have to worry about, for that couple hours, what's going on in their life that is causing them stress. However, I'm here more to talk about using childhood activities, things we enjoyed doing when we were kids, like putting together puzzles, for example. My kids and I like to do this kind of thing, where we will take puzzles, either landscapes or sport movies, but since they're kids, they prefer to do Pixar movies. We'll then put them together, glue them in frames so they have nice little pictures in their room. One thing that now they're old enough, is something I like to do when I was a kid was building Legos. As you can see here, I have a nice rocket that my sons helped build me, that if I'd done it by myself, of course now it's not going to go together, there we go, would have taken me a couple hours, but I did it over a couple nights with them to help them relax before bedtime. Another thing you do is painting, or going out with like a couple of friends, have a couple glasses of wine, go to painting with a twist. A little more adult. Or they have certain adult coloring books out there now that have, we'll say, some choice words that you can use to when you can't actually yell that word, you can color it in nice bold print and nice beautiful colors. And as for same thing, physical activity. I have boys now that are both 4 and 5. They can play catch, they can run around, and it's more a way to be involved and still take my mind off what was bothering me. So my conclusion today for everyone is to take away is that understand what causes your stress. You can first identify what is causing your stress. You can then start working on the ways to resolve the issue the best you can at that time. Make sure that you find an activity that helps you relieve your stress in the way that takes your mind away from, like I said, from the problem, and also something you enjoy doing, either be a hobby or that. And then always acknowledge that your stresses happen. Stress is always going to be a part of life. It's always going to be there. But as long as you find a way to properly handle it and resolve your stress, you'll be a much more grounded person, both physically and mentally in your life. Thank you.